Hello and welcome to the Pretty Good Gaming Daily Triple. That's your no shit gaming news video. 3 news stories in one video with 0 faff. It seems that Konami has virtually zero interest in making games ever again, since iconic franchises like Metal Gear, Castlevania and Silent Hill have been left in the dust or bastardized into pachinko machines.
Stop it. Stop it.
Every few months, a new rumour surfaces suggesting that these IPs may make a return in some shape or form under a new publisher such as Sony picking up the rights. The latest in a long run of rumours is that Konami is outsourcing these IPs to third-party developers, and one of those developers may well be Bloober Team. Bloober Team recently released The Medium, which I played through PC on Game Pass this week and talked about in the podcast, so look out for that. Speaking with GamesIndustry.biz, Bloober Team CEO Pietro Barbiino teased that they were working on something big for a famous publisher. We've been working for more than a year on another gaming project, another horror IP, and we've been doing this with a very famous gaming publisher. I can't tell you who, I can't tell you what the project is, but I'm pretty sure when people realise we're working on it, they will be very excited. Now, there is no guarantee that this mystery project is definitely Silent Hill, but given the constant buzz around the franchise's return, I wouldn't rule it out. There are a lot of plates spinning to suggest that Silent Hill is just on the horizon, with various people connected to the series seemingly teasing its revival. For more on that, check out this hour-long video by The Great Debate, which goes into detail about the whole situation. They do make quite a compelling case, but they also are very critical of Bloober Team and its games. Akira Yamaoka, the acclaimed composer for Silent Hill, worked on The Medium with Bloober Team and is meant to be working with the studio on another title. He even said in an interview that the project he's working on is the one you're hoping to hear about. Strangely though, that interview is now unavailable. Masahiro Ito, one of the key artists behind Silent Hill, has also teased that he's working on something big, while also being rather friendly with the folks at Bloober Team. Bloober Team is also currently hiring for several roles which could all be to do with its next big game. All of this is of course just speculation, and the Great Debate video explains why Bloober Team may be a poor choice due to its handling of mental health. Personally, I actually enjoyed how the medium approached its mature topics, so I don't entirely agree with them there, but I do think the game has more than its fair share of issues, from weak gameplay to severe performance issues. I don't know if they as a studio can handle something with such prestige as Silent Hill. It is also believed by some industry insiders that 2 Silent Hill games are currently in development, one by a Japanese team and a smaller project made in the West, and Bloober Team does seem to fit that bill. While Silent Hill's return seems a bit more likely, VGC also reports that, according to its sources, Metal Gear and Castlevania are also getting resurrected. They provide no further information on this unfortunately, but a Metal Gear revival is something I've been craving for years now. But with that game, there is a lot more at stake because of the infamous relationship, or lack thereof, between Konami and the series director Hideo Kojima. The obvious candidate for a new Metal Gear game is Kojima Productions, since Kojima is the creator of the franchise, but due to that fractured relationship and Kojima being tired of the IP, I'm a bit skeptical. I'd love to see a studio like Arcane get their hands on it, because Dishonored 1 and 2 are some of the very best stealth games of all time and have absolutely outstanding level design. I think a more interesting project for Kojima to handle would be the Japanese developed Silent Hill game, since PT was his project and is still one of the scariest pieces of media around, and it would give the studio more freedom to just do a bunch of weird shit.
And then we'll just, see what happens.
For Castlevania, it really depends if they're going to try and go the classic 2D route or a 3D approach like Lords of Shadows. The 2D genre that Castlevania helped pioneer is still being kept alive by the devs at Artplay, which is headed up by the creators of the original Castlevania. It seems like a no-brainer to get these guys involved, but again, no one really likes Konami, so I wouldn't be surprised if that bridge was burned just like it was with Kojima. Personally, I'd love to see what a studio like Platinum Games would do with Castlevania, and every time this kind of conversation comes up, everyone has their own ideas about which devs should take over, so why don't you let me know yours down in the comments. And next up, Outriders is one of the next major games due out this year, and it launches pretty soon on April the 1st. Ahead of that, developer People Can Fly is running a demo for the game next week on Thursday the 25th, and they just shared a long Twitter thread full of information about it. In case you don't know, the game is a third-person looter shooter, but before your eyes glaze over too hard, People Can Fly has stressed that this is not a game as a service, and that this is a demo, not a beta, and it's entirely free. Players can choose from one of 4 classes and can play the game entirely solo or in up to 3-player co-op. The demo will be 22GB on current and last-gen PlayStation and Xbox consoles, and will be a little bigger at 24GB on PC via Steam, and a beta version of crossplay will be available for you to enable. There is no time limit on the demo, which is great news so that you can play it until your heart's content. I love demos, but I can't stand it when they make you stick to the time limit. I ended up playing the 1 hour demo for Dying Light over and over and over again so many times that I knew that whole area back to back before I even played the full game. The demo will take you through the prologue and opening chapter with early game gear and enemies. It will end after a showdown with a character named Gauss, or Gorse, I never know how to pronounce that word, but after that some side content will be unlocked which can be further explored. You'll get access to all 4 classes with a level cap of 7 so you can experiment with their different abilities to suit your playstyle. The classes in the game include Trickster, which has the ability to manipulate time for close range hit and runs, Pyromancer, which can manipulate fire and play aggressively at medium range, Devastator, which can unleash massive seismic attacks as a close range tank, and Technomancer, which is a long range support class with gadgets. Progress with your level and gear or resources you acquire can be transferred into the main game when it launches in April, but this will be balanced so that you can't farm the demo endlessly. But you will not be able to transfer progress between different platforms, i.e. between Steam and Epic Store. I've linked the full thread in the description below if you do want to read through all 20 tweets. I loved Bulletstorm when that came out, so this game was very much on my radar from the start, until I learned that it was a looter shooter. However, learning that it is not a live service some time ago, and getting a brand new free demo has me much more interested this time around. I will always back free game demos, I wish we got them more. You can play the demo, and then if it's shit, you just don't have to buy it. Simple. And I'm so glad they made it abundantly clear that this is not a beta, so it should actually be fairly polished. Maybe this could be the game to actually get me to give a shit about the loot grind genre, because until now, not a single one has held my interest for very long. Plus, being able to play in co-op is much more my speed than PvP. We'll probably end up playing this demo together at some point on Discord, so be sure to check that out and play with us. And finally, yet another game movie has come over the horizon, but remarkably, this one actually seems to be getting some positive attention. The trailer is appropriately violent and vulgar, with a few brutal fatalities to boot. I'm not a big fighting game fan in the slightest, but this trailer does look pretty sweet. It looks both very serious and moody while also being totally self-aware and just a little bit camp. We've got Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Jax, Sonya Blade, Kung Lao, Raiden, Kano, Goro, Shang Tsung, Mileena, and my personal favourite, Liu Kang. But one person does seem to be missing. Chun-Li. At least that's according to the shitrag that is Jezebel. Some people were claiming that this article is satire, but they literally had to update it saying they got it wrong. Either they're really committed to looking like fucking idiots, or they actually are fucking idiots. The movie is due for release on the 16th of April on Warner Bros. Service HBO Max. And that's it for today. If you enjoyed this no shit format, go ahead and give the video a like to give it a boost. Hit subscribe and the bell if you want to stay up to date on all future installments. Toss a coin to your YouTuber over at patreon.com/prettygoodgaming. I've been Henry Cooper. That's all for today. Bye for now.